I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night. And now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never looked so bright. And I don't need to see the road to believe, yeah. 'Cause this is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, it's all around us. And I feel the magic, it's all around us. There's wonder on this winding road in front of me, yeah. 'Cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, can you imagine? And I feel the magic, it's all around us. And I feel
Oh, that finished a little bit too quick, didn't it? Good evening. It's great to be back. Welcome to everyone that's been waiting. I have received your messages, waiting for Soul and Beyond, for me to bring back Soul and Beyond. And welcome to everyone who will watch afterwards, those of you who have registered but are not able to be here with us in person. Tanya Atkins, so good to see you. Jackie Hall, thank you. Karen Mack, been looking forward to tonight. Yes, and me too. Thank you very much. Linda Gold, hi. Yes, Karen, I was thinking that when it was playing. I missed this song, like really grooving along there. So it's really good to be here. I did have a lovely break, thank you. Not all plans went according to plan, but of course they went so that all was well and according to how they were meant to go, shall we say. Words are interesting, and we will be talking about the power of words tonight. So for everyone who watches this after, everyone that has registered but will watch another time, and maybe we haven't met, thank you for coming into Soul and Beyond, the show that takes you beyond the thoughts of your mind, the show that opens you to probabilities, potentiality, the show that opens minds and heals hearts. Now, for those who are with us regularly, this is no surprise to say we never know quite what is going to come out. We never know who is going to visit, and that's part of the fun of Soul and Beyond. So for those who don't know me, I am a natural born mystic, healer, seer. Back in the day, spent a lot of time at those burning stakes, you know, being wrongfully accused of things. And what's changed? Really, what's changed? I'm wondering, is there more comments? Let me just check here. In some ways, nothing's changed. And that is That is what this world is like. Some things just don't change. Now, during my time off, I had the thrill of being asked to speak at an event over on the East Coast in Queensland, in fact. And that was an amazing event called Turnkey Transformations. And I like the way that the girls who form the Oasian Academy use words. They do use words that are unusual. They use words that the soul recognizes. Now, what does that mean? The soul recognizes. Don't we just talk words? Well, yes, until we realize the power of words, until we realize that we use a lot of unnecessary words and words that are actually broken in a way that has been created by this construct that takes you away from being aligned with your soul. Anything that has a prefix to it, like re, un, im, anything like that is not a whole word. And the soul goes, huh? The mind goes, oh, I've got that. So there is a distinct difference between talking from the soul, listening with our heart, and listening through the mind, and then speaking from the mind. Big difference. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. One thing I've made a note of here for you tonight comes as a result of a client session today, and that's about dowsing. Now, I know that sometimes the things I put forward stir people up a bit, and people will walk away. Well, you know what? That's absolutely fine with me. Absolutely fine. We're not all on the same page. In my teachings, I hope that where people will begin to explore more and come to know the incredible miracle that they are and the power that they hold themselves. And we're going to explore that a bit tonight as well. Now, something that was really special, aside from the event, that was great, and there are some things to talk about regarding the event, but something that really touched my heart was a few weeks ago, I interviewed, might be more than that now, I interviewed the author of a soon-to-be published book. The book is called Digital ID. I'm sure you've all probably heard somewhere around the circuits about digital ID. The man's name is Paul Conlon, and I'm going to put the link here for you to have a listen and maybe a watch of the interview, because it is something that is very, very important when it comes to being soul aligned. Now, I meet a lot of people in the spiritual communities who tell me that they know all about being soul aligned, or they might even use those words. And yet they use words like mandatory, compulsory. Well, here's the kicker. They are not words that belong with spirituality or with the soul. A little bit like science. Now, here I go. I'm going to really rock some boats. Science, spirituality. If you are truly soul aligned and you have unwavering faith and belief and trust in the greater consciousness, also known as God, also known as Source, then you know that science, in the way we have been taught to know science, has no place with that alignment. Now, I know there's going to be a whole lot of backlash for that, and I welcome it, absolutely welcome it. Someone who comes to mind that felt the only way they would be accepted for the experience they had of taking themselves through healing themselves is Dr. Joe Dispenza. Now, he actually writes that he had to bring science in so that he would be accepted. Well, I don't play that game. And science offers me nothing when it comes to spirituality. The other side of this is that those in the science baskets, Dr. Greg Baden, Bruce Lipton, are now using science to justify artificial intelligence in spirituality. Now, I'd love to hear your comments on that. For anyone that would like to read the article that I've been asked to comment on, you're more than welcome, and I'll send you the link. And these people are really pushing for you to accept that having an artificial intelligence that is capable of making decisions, of fitting in to spirituality, is a great step forward for humanity. Now, where's that sitting for you? Tanya, love it. What? Yes, exactly. Now, I'm not going to say, forgive me, or, oh, I'm so sorry to burst any bubbles, because I'm not. And I'm not asking for any form of forgiveness for my knowing. I have been aligned through my soul with the unseen forces all of my life. And I do not need science to prove it to me or to justify what I know to be true and what I live and what I teach. Dr. Joe Dispenza apparently had a horrendous accident for which he was fortunate to survive, and then said that he would never be able to function, walk again, and so forth. He has all the story about what he did to heal himself, and those of you who know him know that he is a mighty, healthy, strong, walking individual. But instead of staying in the truth of the power of the body, the power of the soul to heal the physical body, he's brought science into the mix. Now, if we want to talk structure of cells, physiology of the body, biology, and all of those things, then yes, we can lean on what science tells us. However, science will never be able to explain where you came from. Science will never be able to find the essence of you. Science is opinion, and it is most often found through research that is paid for, and it is paid for through vested interest in a particular narrative. And again, I'm happy to debate that with anyone. I do enjoy a good debate. Oh, Maria, hello and welcome. Tanya Watt, Jackie, they're really pushing that. Yeah, that AI now. Yep. Maria, it's fantastic to see you with us. Thank you. Trying to turn the Earth into a space station. Well, some would say it already is, Karen. So, digital ID. Now, there's the link to the interview that I did with Paul Conlon on his book, his upcoming book, Digital ID. What has that got to do with your soul alignment? It's got everything to do with it. When you hear the interview and when the book comes out, it would be a book well worth having and reading. if not for anything else, but to keep you in soul alignment. Digital ID is much more than just having something that shows your identification. It is not something that aligns with the soul. And as I said before, words carry power. Words are either soul aligned or they're not. Mandatory, coercion, compulsory are not soul aligned words. They don't have any resonance with the soul whatsoever. So if you're someone who uses those words, then I would be asking you, where do you sit in soul alignment, being aligned with your soul? Those words are restrictive. Those words are compressing. They strangulate. They deny freedom. And one thing that the soul yearns for in this physical experience is freedom. A lot of people, oh, you're very welcome, girls. A lot of people who take their life say it's because they want freedom, because they cannot bear the heaviness, the weight of this world. And that is their soul seeking and yearning for freedom. When you look at habits and the way you live, do you do your hair the same every day? Do you wear the same clothes, the same style of clothes? Do you wear the same colours? If you go into a shop, do you gravitate to the same colours? Do you sit in the same seat at your dinner table or on your couch? These habits are suffocating on your soul. These habits prevent you from having connection and clear alignment with your soul, because those habits are earthbound habits. They are things that are restrictive. So I'm going to ask you to start thinking about the cup you use for your morning cuppa, where you sit, the clothes you wear, the style of clothes you wear. Now, if there was a fashionista, a wardrobe expert in the room, they would say, well, you know, it's good for you to wear the same style of clothes because it's your expression. Well, I would beg to differ, because that expression is the one that you have been led to believe you are. And it is an expression of the earthbound you. It is not an expression of your soul. So I'm going to invite you to have a look at your everyday habits, your habits of where you sit, your habits of how you eat, what you wear, how you drive to work, what bus maybe you catch. Where do you sit in the bus? Do you always go to, or the train, do you always go to the same kind of seat? If you book a plane seat, do you always tend to gravitate to a certain section of the plane? You can learn so much about yourself through looking at these habits. You can learn so much about you that is conditioned, so much about you that is not your soul. Not me, different every time. Those words have never felt right. Yeah, for you, Tanya, definitely not, and shouldn't be words that you would entertain. And there's another one, shouldn't. You try to vary all those things. Good work, Tanya. Well done for recognizing. And this is another thing, when you recognize, when you observe, and then when we go deeper, we start to observe our reactions to emotional triggers, to our moods, to things not working out or things working out. We start to observe, and that's the next level where you're starting to peel away these layers that are from the conformity. There's another word, conform, of this world. I have never been a conformist. I have bucked the system pretty much from, I don't know, 4 years of age, maybe earlier. Let's have a look first. Oh, beautiful, Jackie. What colour are they? Flares are back. I thought they came and went. Tanya, oh, I've been sitting in the same spot outside every morning. I did move my seat in TAFE class. I'm continuous parking in a different spot. Very good. And very quickly recognised. Now, something that this change, beautiful, Jackie, this change in where you sit, what you do, all the things that I spoke about, you're going to find a change in your energy. You're going to find easier clarity. You'll have more vitality. The spin-off is because your soul can breathe. And your soul comes to this world for expansion. Now, where does very clever AI fit in with your soul expansion? Well, from what I can see of what I've read, it doesn't. The human being, the soul of the human being, is unique to the human being. It is also unique to the human experience. Everything in this realm offers opportunity and potentiality for the soul to embrace expansion. And there's another word, karma. We do create karma. It's cause and effect. There's consequences for choices. And it's when we recognize that we're sitting in a place of not so good consequences that we can change our karmic debt. Now, how on earth an AI can match that or assist you on your soul's expansion? Please do share with me how that can be. As much as I'm being a little on the sarcastic side, I am open to hearing the conversation, because if we're not open to a conversation, then again, we stifle and suffocate our own soul. So the question I have for you is, are you open to expansion? Are you open to expansion, or are you closed to expansion? So having those repeated daily habits, even down to where you would select a plane seat, is really not being open to expansion. So you've got to be careful when you say, yeah, I'm heart aligned. Yeah, I'm soul aligned. Yes, I'm open to expansion. You might be open to it, but your door shuts pretty quick when there's things that are outside of your comfortable habits. So back to Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's not the only one who shares miraculous recovery. I had the absolute pleasure of meeting a lady at the venue that we were at for the event in Queensland last week. And the reason that she has the business called House of Alchemy is because she was diagnosed with horrendous cancer. And it was the way that she was not treated initially, and then the way she was treated when they suddenly decided that she was an emergency, and then what happened after that made her go, no, this is not for me. There is something else that can heal me. And by her own admission, she has always been too busy, never listened. But what often happens is when you are forced to stop and forced to be in silence, you suddenly hear. And that's what her big thing is now. Silence is where you hear most. And as ladies who work with me know, that is one of the practices I ask you to do every day, being in silence. Now, one of my beautiful ladies asked me about walking with earphones in and like solfeggio tunes or meditative music playing. And I said, no, it's not silence. You're actually blocking out any time that you are using something else, something that brings noise, then you're not in silence. And as this beautiful lady said, silence is where she heard her guidance without any further medical intervention. And I'm not saying don't have it. If it sits well for you, go right ahead. But with this lady, without any medical intervention, completely healed, just like Dr. Joe Dispenza. And as you know, my greatest love is taking people into that beautiful energy of knowing how to self-heal. But it's so much more than that. So much more. We don't want to just self-heal and then rush off back to habits, rush off back to using words that are not aligned and allow expression of the soul. No. And this what's the word? Trap, failing, This is the thing that captures you back into old ways. And then you find that life doesn't work out so well again. But when you have such an incredible, miraculous experience and you're able to find that amazing power that you are, you then find how much you can create your own reality. So if I say, well, you created that illness, that disease, the victim's mind immediately goes, oh, she's just rude. Why would I do that? And of course, they will walk away and they'll be walking away, huffing and puffing at me and saying things as they go. It's a fact. We create our own pain. We create our victim mentality. Hard as it is to hear, it's truth. And we create illness and disease. Now, for those of you who know, thank you, Tanya Downfall. Yes, that's a good one. And chose not to select your seat. Awesome. Way to go. And yes, Jackie's open for expansion. And Tanya this is fantastic. Felt the need to change the way I've been doing things. This is your soul calling. It is your soul calling you. So well done for listening. And Karen's bought herself a new style of shoes. I see a lot of things you need to change. Well, good on you, Karen. And please, everyone know, little by little, right? If you try and make these changes in one foul swoop, there is a part of you that will step forward to do what it believes is protect you and look after you. And my gosh, it will hold on tooth and nail, and you will find it so difficult. Then you go into a space of overwhelm and it can kick off other things. So choose one thing Choose one thing and change it for 7 days. Whether it be the cup that you use for your coffee, whether it be when you have a coffee or a tea, whether it be where you sit, just choose one thing. And can you do your hair differently? You know, how you wear your makeup, how you do your hair, the clothes you wear, what can you change there? And when you begin this change, do it for 7 days, because it takes 21 days to create a habit. So it's going to take more to change it. But 7 days is a starting point, and it gives you something to work towards with ease. Now, self-healing and words. When you want to shift something out of your physical body, it's not as simple as just shifting it out of the physical body, because where are you shifting it to? As a client asked me today, what do I do with it? Just send it out in the universe. Well, I know some spiritual teachers, wellness teachers would say yes. Just send it out there and say, harm to none, ask the universe to take care of it. Well, what if whatever created that has not been healed? What do you think is going to happen if you throw it out there? The physical body is very, very intelligent. It's very clever. And the physical body is the messenger of the soul. So when we have pain, illness, disease, it's a big, big message for something's not right. Something we are not paying attention to in our life. So if we think we can just throw it out there and all is done, well, I think you'll find it's a bit like a game of tennis. It'll come back and it won't be love all. Definitely too. Cool, Tanya, cool. Not setting any intentions that way. And do you want to expand on that one, please, Tanya? Oh, on sending things away, do you mean? So when we are not paying attention to the call of our soul because it's being stifled, it has something to share with you for your greater good, your highest good. We can't ignore it. Well, we can, and guess what happens when we do? Things get worse and worse. So it's really important when you're doing self-healing and when you're looking for expansion in your life, when you're looking for clarity, it's important to be in your body, not out of it. It's important to have a really clear communication with your body, because that way you're having a clear communication with your soul. If you want to go to your higher self, if you want to go out and just talk to your soul, there are times and reasons you would do that. But when you are well centered and earthed into your body, you become an amazing beacon for guidance and clarity. Yes, Maria, we can most definitely call upon the archangels, call upon God to remove our pain, to remove an illness. The question would be, does something come back? Do we experience some further discomfort or what appears to be a new problem in the physical body. And because it might have moved, so for example, say we've had an ulcer, a stomach ulcer, and we ask for God, for Archangel Raphael, Angel of Healing, Michael, to disperse it, to remove it. And then we find, oh, stomach's feeling a lot better, and you go about things really well for a short time, maybe a couple of months, and then all of a sudden you've got these horrendous pains at the top of your neck, or a really bad hip or knee problem. Now, because it's not the same as the ulcer, we don't see the correlation. We don't see that, oops, missed something. There is something that needs my attention. Now, can we circumvent it by saying, I didn't really get the memo on what the problem was, so maybe I'll get it this time. Well, that's good news, Maria. So far, no. The body is incredible. Now, I will say with Maria, she has done some amazing treks to sacred lands, pilgrimages. She is also very aligned with the divine, with God. So for her, seeing that her pain or discomfort is removed with Archangel Michael's help, it's not really surprising. And this is the thing about being soul aligned and the way that you live from your heart through your heart versus being in fear or in that different reality, that different vibration. If you have not the same strength of conviction in your faith, then things will bounce back much faster. And it could even be financial. It might not be in the physical. It will be something else: relationship, work, financial. Your home. Your home might start having lots of interior problems like plumbing, pipes breaking, pipes leaking, taps breaking, electrical things that won't work, keep breaking, roof falls in. These things are all an extension of you. So if there is something you're ignoring and you're pushing it out there, then everything that is around you will reflect it in one way or another. So it is really important to have a look at where your expansion is or isn't. Is not. Tanya, I've experienced that pain felt in my hip after feeling another pain. Thankfully, it's disappeared now. So look under the covers, Tanya, it might be hiding there. So many years ago, I had a gorgeous young client came to me for personal training, and I noticed that on the 40 plus degree days, she still came in her heavy, long pants. Oh, and just looking at her would make me melt. Like, well, I don't know. And I thought, is she trying to sweat off the weight? But she wasn't overweight. Anyway, one day I asked her, I said, oh, I don't know how you can bear those long pants, and they're heavy long pants, on these hot days. And she said, well, there's no way that I will let anyone see my legs. And she was only in her 20s. And I said, well, why is that? And she told me that she did not like the puffy fat that was around the sides of her knees. And saddlebags that she had on her hips. So she went and had lipectomy, which is an awful operation. Used to nearly make me pass out when I was scrubbed for it, and literally suck out the fat cells from the area of the body. So she had that done, and she thought it was great until the body said, "Well, I actually wanted that." And all of a sudden, she had these big pouches, squidgy, soft pouches of fat come all around her knees and around her ankles. So you see, that fat that was in the saddlebags, as they're called, on her hips was there for a reason. And it was there because of some emotional blocks she had from her childhood. So her body wanted that. It wasn't until we did healing on that past part of her life, the body let go. So she didn't need to have that horrendous surgery. And the body was good. She couldn't believe it. Your body, you, are incredibly powerful. And what I want to urge you tonight to know is your words matter, and your connection with your soul and with the divine is where magic is where healing takes place, is where miracles take place in your life. It's not with science. It's not with AI. And I really encourage you to watch the interview with Paul about his book on digital ID. It's really quite amazing. And in a few weeks' time, in September, I will be having another interview with Paul, but also with Professor Gigi Foster. So we will have a panel discussion on this, and it will be very lively. I'm also thinking about gathering some people together to have a panel discussion on spirituality and AI. So I'll keep you posted on that. Yes, that says it all, Jackie. Says it all. Absolutely. So for people who believe the science, then I guess you'll be coming back to have another go at this life and see what you can learn then. Science can never match true spirituality, true soul alignment, God alignment, or whatever the name is that sits better or that you like to refer to. And when I say God, I'm not thinking of some bearded, white-haired beard man that sits up in the clouds going, it's not like that. Not like that at all. It is an energy, an incredibly powerful energy, a force of love. And it is divine love. So show me some AI that is capable of unconditional, there's one of those words, of pure love and pure joy. I'll be waiting. What's Maria saying? Thank you, Gwenda. Must say, the pilgrimage to sacred sites, amazing change in me. Many things are superficial. My soul definitely rules now. Oh, that's beautiful, Maria. Very excited. Very excited for you. That is awesome. So Maria brings to point another thing for us to realize. We are unique individuals. Now, I've had the privilege of doing some work with Maria, and I've had the privilege of connecting with her loved ones that have gone to spirit, as well as some other work. And it was amazing watching Maria come along, because if I may say, Maria, like many people that encounter me, have been raised as Roman Catholic. And a lot of my teachings stretch them because of the conditioning of the church. But one thing that Maria has never strayed from has been her union with God, aside from the church, aside from anything else. And so now you see here the pilgrimages to sacred sites have shown her that many things are superficial, and her soul definitely rules now. Thank you, Jackie. Biased, Jackie, but love you. So if we were to go on a pilgrimage ourselves, say we packed up, put a little caboose on our back, a little knapsack with just some bare essentials. I would have to take my herbal teas. And back at you, Jackie, back at you. So imagine that we put a little backpack on and off we went out into the world. And we said, you know what? I'm going to go and experience what it's like to be a monk. And I'm just going to go and sit up on a mountaintop in among the clouds, the sky, be closer to God, Buddha in their case. I'm just going to see what it's like up there. So off we go. How long do you think it would take us to step out of the mind and be able to sit there like a monk for days, nights, weeks? Probably be down in the first day, might go back up the second day. But when we come down the side of the mountain, we find that there is a village of people, local people, and they have nothing. And yet they have nothing comparative to what? Comparative to the life you've come from, where there's shops and there's convenience and there's everything, anything you want. They don't have that. And yet the harmony, the peace, the happiness, the love is tangible. And you're like, wow. Wow, and they've got nothing. But as Maria said, many things are superficial. Our convenience, our having things at our fingertips and spoilt for choice is superficial. The things that the people in that village have are not superficial. They are the very things of the soul. So you decide, well, I'm going to stay here for a while and experience this, but then you find you can't get a cappuccino, can't get a chocolate bar, cheesecake, quick takeaway. Oh, and those things are starting to really bite. Oh, I can see from up at the mountain, top of the mountain, could see the city skyline. So you bid these beautiful villages goodbye and you make way to head off on a pilgrimage to the city. And maybe on the way you pass through some countryside, farming countryside, but you don't stop. You're going to the city. Now, imagine the monk on top of the mountain knows nothing about the people at the bottom in the village. Nothing. He's totally in bliss on top of the mountain with Buddha. He knows nothing of the cityscape that you saw while you were up on the mountain. Nothing. Doesn't exist on his landscape. And the people at the bottom in the village who apparently have nothing, they know nothing about the monk at the top, meditating, being close to Buddha. They know he's there. And they certainly know nothing of the farmlands, the cityscape, and the city life. The moral of the story is everything is as you want to see it. And everything that you can imagine is right here in this world, or can be brought in from the quantum field into this reality. But it's not into this reality, it's into your reality. Just because you bring something in or you create the things you want to see doesn't mean it's what I want to see or your friend wants to see. And it doesn't mean that's going to change anybody's life. Do you see where I'm going with this? Do you see what the message is? Oh, that's super special, Karen Mack. Thanks, Tanya. Thanks for the loves too. Yeah. So, with powerful you, being in soul alignment begins with looking at your habits, changing them at least something every 7 days, or longer if you can, becoming the observer of yourself and really looking at what have you created as your reality without slipping into victim mode, because that's also your creation. And having a look at where you sit when it comes to how you accept the things that you are told to believe, like science, spirituality, like AI, spirituality. This one's a kicker, AI and consciousness. They're now using consciousness as the replacement word for AI. So what I'm asking you tonight is to really begin to think from your heart, not from here, from your heart, about what is it that sits well with you. Now, truly, Chicky Lexi, hello there, welcome. Really, if you truly believe you need science to have any kind of belief in something, then that is your free will. And that's your rite of passage, for want of a better expression. Good luck, but it is your right. And yeah, you can say, I'm right. I'm right in that I want to know the science. Well, as I began, I will end. Science will never be able to give you proof of you. Never. So here we are. Look at that. Our fun has come to a close already. For those of you who are ready to embrace and embark on being with others that can really support you, that can really get you, please do come and join us in the school, the spiritual school of wisdom, enlightenment, and self-healing. Well, some of the girls are on here. They can tell you about it. But we have a mastermind every month. We have deeper learnings. We have a library for you of meditations, ebooks. There is a treasure trove of things to guide you, support you, bring you into your greater awareness. And it's less than a coffee a day. Or If you're not ready for that, but you would like to join us for our monthly mastermind, which this month's was your relationship with food and how important that is for your soul alignment. So you can join us for our monthly masterminds. You have only but to email us support@H.E.A.L with Gwenda and ask to join the monthly session. Or you can come and join the Spiritual School of Wisdom, Enlightenment, Self-Healing for a very nominal $40 a month. And then there's opportunity for you to go deeper, 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 deeper within the school, the Spiritual School of H.E.A.L. I do have one or two places left at my upcoming retreat to be held in Bustleton in November. If you would like more information on that, please do email us support@healwithgwenda.com and ask about the retreat. What else have I got on? Nothing at the moment. That's enough on the plate. So, oh yeah, please do, Tanya. It's great fun. You're very welcome, Linda. Thanks for being here this evening. That's lovely. Thank you, Jackie. Some good things to think about, and love to hear your feedback. You can even comment on the interview with Paul. You can comment on there and share your thoughts. And and that'll be us for tonight. So thank you, everyone that came in live, and thank you to those who will watch after. I'm sorry that you couldn't be with us live, but really appreciate that you are going to join us in the ethers later on. Maria, fantastic to have you with us tonight. Thank you so much. And to everyone that comes in every week, Tanya, Linda, Karen, thank you. Jackie, thank you very much. So lots of love to you all. Have an awesome rest of your week, and I shall see you next Monday and see what fun and games we can have then. Bye now.